The member from Toronto Danforth.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question to the acting Premier. 2 years ago, the Premier insisted that a privatized Hydro One would not drive up hydro rates because the Ontario Energy Board would keep it in check. We now know that Hydro One refuses to be regulated by the OEB, even after the OEB gave it nearly everything it asked for, including 71% of a $2.6 billion tax gift from that government. Hydro One is taking the OEB to court to demand 100% of that gift. According to OEB precedent, this tax benefit should be going to ratepayers, not to shareholders. Why does the Premier think it's acceptable for Hydro One to demand 100% of this $2.6 billion gift on behalf of investors while leaving nothing for ratepayers?
Thank you.
To the birthday boy, the Minister of Energy, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the honourable member for the question, and I know we had this discussion last week as well, but really when you're looking on Hydro One's draft rate order, what we're talking about now, Mr. Speaker, is it's an estimated bill impact for 2017 that would be an increase of 0.1% and 0.2% for 2018. But that being said, our Fair Hydro plan has lowered bills by 25% on average for households and as many as 500,000 small businesses and farms this summer, Mr. Speaker. I know our rural customers have also seeing even a greater decrease from this, somewhere between 40% and 50%. These are truly substantial savings, and so we're going to continue to monitor this, Mr. Speaker, but at the end of the day, we'll continue to work with all of our utilities to ensure that we continue to provide real relief, immediate relief for the families and businesses that are in our province. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
Speaker, again to the acting Premier. Last week, the government said the system was working just fine because the OEB had told Hydro One to reduce its revenue demands. It turns out Hydro One basically ignored the OEB decision. The privatized Hydro One came back with new revenue demand that was nearly as high as the first demand, and then it took the OEB to court. Will the Premier finally admit that Hydro One will not accept regulation by the Ontario Energy Board, and that the only way to stop private profits from driving up hydro bills is to return Hydro One to public hands?
Thank you. Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the OEB's decision is a great example of the strong record they have of denying hydro companies all that they ask for in reviewing rate applications with the consumer in mind first and foremost. And over the past 10 years, the OEB has denied or reduced the outcome of rate applications many times, in 2010, in 2012, in 2011, in 2014, again in 2011, even, for example, with Toronto Hydro. They made a request to the OEB and received a 10.8% less than requested reduction. The OEB's mandate, Mr. Speaker, is to protect the interest of ratepayers and to set just and reasonable rates. When it comes to the tax deferral piece, Mr. Speaker, as the independent arm-length regulator of the province, the OEB continues to balance the interests of consumers with those of the utilities. Part of the OEB's decision and order included the deferral tax issue, and the OEB has indicated that some of the value of the tax increase or that tax asset should be given to ratepayers. Thank you very much.